Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. The electric pickup market is going to be massive. We're talking multi-billion dollar market here, many billion dollar market here. This is going to explode within the next few years. And fortunately for Lordstown, with the help of Foxconn, who are their investment partner, they've been able to actually the size. They're a bit bigger than a Ford Ranger, a little bit smaller than a Ford F-150. The length is 230 inches, which is about 5,840 millimeters. Width is 81.4 inches, which is 2,068 millimeters. The height is 76.4 inches, which is 1,941 millimeters, and it weighs 6,450 pounds. In metric numbers, that's 2,930 kilos. For context, that means it is a bit longer than a Rivian. It's about 3 inches longer than the Rivian R1T. It's also a little bit wider. So that gives you an idea of the actual size. And it's also cheaper. And it's also cheaper than a Rivian R1T, but more expensive than the cheapest Ford F-150 Lightning. Now the price was originally meant to be $52,000 US, but it's changed since then. It's now $65,000 US for the base model, but the base model is basically the only model. Now to give you some context in the size of this vehicle compared to a Ford F-150 electric pickup truck, it's only 2.7 inches shorter, but it's quite a bit lighter because Lordstown is using a fair bit of aluminium when they make it. However, there's one thing that's a bit controversial. A lot of people think that this could be a reason not to buy it. Am I saying that? I don't know, but I have to admit the people that are saying that this could be a problem, well, we don't know, but they could be right because it's never ever been done before. This vehicle has in-hub motors, as in the hubs in the wheels, that's where the motor is. This means it's very unique. It has 4 in-wheel hub motors that Lordstown say will lower the number of moving parts and can improve maintenance costs over time. The thing is, the naysayers, the people that say this is not a good idea, say this has never been proven to work before in an electric car. It's obviously hub motors in electric bicycles all over the world. There's millions of them, but that's a very different thing. A bicycle is very lightweight compared to the weight of the car. If you've got a vehicle that weighs over 6,000 pounds, putting all that weight on the wheels, then the question is, can those motors in the hubs stand all the vibrations that they're going to get when the car drives over constant bumps, which is what you do when you drive in a car, right? The suspension absorbs them a little bit, but the hub itself will actually feel some of that pressure. So the question is, can they hold up to that pressure and how long for? Well, nobody knows. With a motor for each wheel, it stands to reason that this is an exclusively four-wheel drive pickup. Combined, the system makes a total of 600 horsepower, so it's got a lot of power. Range of 3 electric pickup to market, well, obviously that didn't happen. Part of the reason was its financial struggles and legal trouble. It was, well, basically has admitted to the fact that it did fabricate some of its pre-orders. There was tens of, I believe over 100,000 pre-orders, and it turns out that many of those weren't actually real. So Lordstown have pivoted their strategy. They're aiming for fleet buyers instead of selling them to the common man. So with a range of 200 miles, about 450 horsepower, and towing capacity now that's been changed to 8,000 pounds, is it worth considering? Well, first of all, Car and Driver said that the range of 200 miles is definitely less than the competition. And considering the price is higher than the F-150, you would think that having less range at a higher price puts it on the back foot here, which is a fair point. Inside the vehicle, the Endurance has a design that doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's simple, but I think it looks quite good. The dashboard has a lot of straight lines as well as vents incorporated into the middle section and a set of physical switchgear for the HVAC system. On top of the dash are a trio of digital displays for the gauge cluster, driver information, and the infotainment system. The Endurance has a 4-door crew cab body that provides passenger space that's competitive with other similarly sized pickups. Overall, the theme inside the Endurance is simplicity which is on track with its work truck mission. But Current Driver says that they think some buyers will miss some of the luxury and convenience features that are offered on other similarly priced offerings from Ford and in the future from General Motors. When it comes to infotainment and connectivity, the Endurance's infotainment system is displayed on a 12.3-inch touchscreen on the dashboard, while an easy-to-read digital gauge cluster is nestled behind the steering wheel. However, neither Apple CarPlay nor Android Auto come with this vehicle yet, but that might have changed by the time they start delivering to customers. Is it safe? Well, if you're looking around for advanced driver assistance technology, you aren't likely to find it in this pickup truck. The Endurance's status as a basic stripped-down work truck means features such as adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assistance weren't priorities when it was being made. The Endurance offers a fairly standard warranty that sees coverage for everything for 3 years or 36,000 miles, with extended coverage for the battery and electric motors at 8 years or 100,000 miles. Now, personally, I wouldn't be confident to buy this truck with a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty from a completely new brand that is admitted to lying about pre-orders for itself, as it has had quite a few financial difficulties, is now backed by Foxconn. Of course, that's not a problem, but that's just something worth considering because they're paying more than this for gasoline-powered vehicles to be imported from the US. They're not EVs. If this was priced at this price, $65,000 in Australia, available here, and there won't be for several years. But in the United States, where you've got Rivian R1T, you've got Ford's F-150 Lightning, you've got the upcoming Cybertruck, you've got the GM Silverado electric pickup coming, you've got the GM Sierra electric pickup coming, you've got a range of different electric pickups coming. I don't think it's compelling enough at this price. And frankly, I'd be surprised if pretty much any consumers who aren't staff at the company or aren't mass fleet buyers who are getting better deals than this would actually consider it. Now, that's my take.